Ethan walked carefully through the thick, alien jungle. The trees were tall, glowing softly in the dim blue light of this strange planet. He had been sent here to explore, but this place felt dangerous. Every sound made him pause. Every shadow looked like a trap. Suddenly he heard a soft cry. It was not an animal, it sounded human. Curious and cautious, Ethan pushed aside the glowing plants and followed the sound. Soon, he found a girl, an alien girl, sitting alone on the ground. She was hurt. Her skin was smooth and pale, almost shining. Her large purple eyes stared at him, wide with fear. Her clothes were torn, and a strange green liquid dripped from a cut on her arm. Ethan could see she was in pain. He stepped closer, raising his hand slowly to show he meant no harm. "Are you okay?" he asked gently. The girl said nothing. She just watched him carefully. Then she tried to stand but stumbled. Ethan rushed forward to catch her before she fell. In that moment, everything changed. Without warning, she bit him hard on his arm. Ethan froze. The pain was sharp for a second, but then it was gone. He pulled back, shocked. The bite mark was small but strange. There was no blood. Instead, the skin around the bite began to glow faintly. The alien girl gasped and fell back. Her eyes were wide with disbelief. She whispered, You didn't die?" Ethan frowned. "Die? Why? Would I die?" She looked terrified now. "Any alien would have died instantly from my bite. The venom is deadly, but you're still alive." Ethan looked at his arm again. The glowing mark felt warm, but it didn't hurt. In fact, he felt stronger, more alert. His heart was beating faster, but he felt no fear. Instead, he felt different. "What did you do to me?" he demanded. The girl shook her head quickly. "I didn't mean to. I thought I had no choice. Please, you have to leave now. They will come for you." "Who will come?" Ethan asked. The girl glanced around nervously. Her voice was low and urgent. "The hunters. They can sense the bond now. You are marked." Ethan's mind raced. "Bond? What bond? Why did you bite me?" But the girl refused to explain. "You must run," she said again. "You have no idea what you've become." Ethan took a step toward her, determined to get answers, but she pulled back quickly, fear in her eyes. Suddenly, the jungle around them grew silent. No birds, no insects, nothing. Then, he felt a strange energy in the air, as if something powerful was watching them. The alien girl's face went pale. "They're close," she whispered. Ethan reached out his hand. "Come with me," he said firmly. "You're hurt. I can help." She hesitated, then nodded slowly. "My name is Kira," she said softly. "I'm Ethan," he replied. "And I'm not leaving you behind." But as they moved quickly through the glowing trees, Ethan felt the mark on his arm pulsing. It was almost like it was alive, like something inside him was waking up. His senses became sharper. He could hear distant footsteps behind them. Heavy footsteps. Whoever or whatever was following them was getting closer. "Run faster!" Kira cried. Ethan did, pulling Kira along as they ran. But deep inside, he felt that running would not be enough. Something had changed forever, and as they disappeared into the thick jungle, Kira whispered one final warning. "You are not like them, but now you are not like your own kind either. You belong to something ancient, and they will never stop hunting you." Ethan and Kira ran through the glowing jungle, their footsteps quick and quiet. Strange shapes moved in the shadows around them, but they did not stop. Ethan felt different, stronger, faster, like the forest itself was part of him now. After what felt like an hour, they reached a small cave hidden by large, glowing plants. Kira quickly pulled Ethan inside and covered the entrance with thick branches. Inside, it was dark but safe. Kira sat down, breathing hard. Ethan watched her carefully. She looked afraid, not just of the hunters, but of him. "Kira," Ethan said, kneeling beside her, You need to tell me what is going on. What did your bite do to me? Kira looked at the glowing mark on his arm. You survived my venom. She whispered. No alien could have done that. No one ever has. But why did you bite me in the first place? Ethan asked. She lowered her head. I thought you would die quickly. I needed time to escape. But when you didn't die, everything changed. Ethan frowned. Changed how? Kira looked up, her large purple eyes shining in the dim light. My people. We use the bite to bond with those we trust. It is part of our tradition. But it is also a deadly poison to all creatures, except one someone from an ancient prophecy. Ethan's heart pounded. Prophecy? Kira nodded slowly. A legend told of a human, a being from the stars, who would survive the deadly bite. This person would be able to protect my kind. Or destroy us all. Ethan felt cold. Why? Me? I didn't even know about your people until today. That's why it's a legend, Kira said. No one believed it would ever happen. Until you. Outside the cave, a soft clicking sound echoed through the trees. Kira's eyes widened. They have found us. Ethan stepped toward the cave entrance, but Kira grabbed his arm. You don't understand. The bite, it didn't just mark you. It changed you. Ethan looked down at his arm. The glowing mark pulsed slowly, like a heartbeat. He felt stronger, but also different. His hearing was sharper, his sight clearer. Even his mind felt faster, as if he could sense danger before. It happened, Kira whispered. The hunters can sense the bond between us now. They will chase you forever. Then why stay with me? Ethan asked. Kira hesitated, then said, because we are bonded now. If they take you, they will take me too. Our lives are tied together. Ethan didn't know what to say. He had come to this planet as an explorer, but now he was part of something far bigger, something dangerous. Suddenly, a shadow passed outside the cave. Heavy footsteps approached. The hunters were close. Very close. Kira's face turned pale. She pulled a small glowing crystal from her belt and handed it to Ethan. What's this? He asked. A weapon. If you can control it, she said. Softly, only someone touched by the bite can use it. Ethan held the crystal tightly. He felt a strange energy inside it, calling to him, waiting for his command. Kira whispered, you must fight now. We have no choice. Ethan took a deep breath. He had never fought an alien before. He didn't even know what powers he had. But he couldn't run forever. Outside, the sound of claws scratching against stone grew louder. They're coming, Kira said, her voice shaking. Ethan stood up, gripping the glowing crystal. He could feel its power flowing through his arm, merging with the strange energy from Kira's bite. He looked back at Kira. I will protect us, he said firmly. Kira nodded, but there was fear in her eyes. You are no longer just human. Ethan, you are becoming something new. As the first hunter appeared at the cave entrance, tall, armored, and terrifying, Ethan raised the crystal. In that moment, the mark on his arm glowed brightly, lighting up the whole cave, and Ethan knew the fight was just beginning. The cave lit up with the bright glow from Ethan's arm. The strange mark pulsed like a heartbeat, filling the dark space with soft blue light. Kira crouched behind him, her face pale and tense. Outside, the heavy footsteps grew louder. Ethan could hear them clearly now, slow, heavy, confident. The hunters knew exactly where they were. Suddenly, a huge shape blocked the entrance. The hunter stepped into view. It was taller than any human, its body covered in dark armor that shimmered in the jungle's glow. Its eyes burned red. Sharp claws clicked as it gripped a long spear made from some alien metal. For a moment, the hunter stared straight at Ethan, almost confused. Then it let out a loud growl and lunged forward. Before Ethan could think, the glowing crystal in his hand reacted. Energy shot out from it. a flash of bright light that struck the hunter's chest. The creature screamed and fell back, but it was not dead. It crouched low, ready to attack again. Ethan's heart raced. He had no training, no idea how to fight, but his body moved on its own. The mark on his arm glowed brighter, and his senses sharpened. He could feel every movement around him, the hunter's breath, the tension in its muscles, even the energy in the air. Another hunter appeared behind the first. This one carried a strange curved blade. It moved fast, faster than Ethan expected. Kira shouted, "Ethan, use the crystal again." Ethan raised the crystal just in time. A second blast of energy shot forward, forcing both hunters back. The blast shook the ground, knocking stones loose from the cave walls, but the hunters did not retreat. More shadows appeared outside, more hunters, circling them, watching. Kira whispered, "They are testing you. They want to see your power." Ethan turned to her. "What do they want with me?" Kira's voice was soft but full of fear. "You survived the bite. That makes you different, special. They hunt anything that is different." The first hunter stepped forward again. This time, it spoke in a deep, harsh voice. "You are marked, human," it growled. "You do not belong here. Come with us now, or die." Ethan gripped the crystal tighter. His instincts told him not to trust them, but he didn't know how long he could keep fighting. The power inside him was strong, but it felt wild, almost out of control. Kira placed a hand on his shoulder. "If they take you," she whispered, "you will never come back. They will break you, or turn you into a weapon." Ethan looked at her. Her eyes were full of fear, but also something else, hope. She was trusting him, depending on him. And deep inside, Ethan felt something awaken. A new strength, a new purpose. He stepped forward, standing tall between Kira and the hunters. "I'm not going with you," Ethan said firmly. "If you want me, you'll have to fight." The hunters let out a deep growl. More of them stepped out of the shadows, their weapons shining in the jungle's glow. But Ethan was ready. His body felt alive, his mind sharp. The crystal pulsed in his hand, and the mark on his arm burned with strange energy. The fight was about to begin. And this time, Ethan would not run. The jungle outside the cave was completely silent, but Ethan could feel the tension in the air. The hunters circled carefully, watching him closely. Their glowing red eyes followed his every move. Their sharp weapons gleamed, ready to strike. Ethan tightened his grip on the crystal. The mark on his arm pulsed again, faster this time, stronger. It felt like something inside him was waking up, like a new part of him was coming alive. Kira stayed behind him, her breath shaky. She whispered, "No human should have this power, but you. You are changing." Ethan glanced at her quickly. "Changing into what?" Before she could answer, the first hunter rushed forward. Its huge blade swung through the air toward Ethan's head. Without thinking, Ethan ducked. His body moved faster than he thought possible, his reflexes sharp and perfect. Then, without warning, energy surged through him. His free hand shot forward. No crystal, no weapon, but a bright blue flash exploded from his palm. The energy blast struck the hunter square in the chest, sending it flying backward into a tree. The tree cracked and split under the force. Kira gasped. "You didn't even use the crystal. That was your own power." Ethan stared at his hand in shock. His fingers tingled, glowing faintly. The mark on his arm burned hot now, but it didn't hurt. It felt natural, like this was meant to happen. Another hunter charged. This time, Ethan didn't hesitate. He moved smoothly, dodging its blade, then striking with a burst of glowing energy. The blast sent the hunter crashing into the others. Suddenly, all the hunters stopped. They stared at him, but this time, there was fear in their eyes. Ethan stepped forward. His senses felt sharper than ever. He could hear every rustle of the leaves, feel the ground under his feet, sense the energy around him. He was faster, stronger, and somehow connected to this world now. Kira stood slowly. "They're afraid of you," she whispered. "They've never seen this before." One of the hunters spoke in a rough, broken voice. "You are not just human anymore." The leader of the hunters raised a clawed hand. "We were told no. Human could survive the venom, but you have done more. You have become one of us. And yet, something else." Ethan felt his heart race. "What does that mean?" the leader growled. "You are a threat to all of us. If you live, everything changes." Kira stepped beside Ethan. Her voice was firm now. "He is not a threat. He is a protector." The hunters began to retreat slowly, their red eyes never leaving Ethan. The leader gave a final warning. "You are marked forever, human. Wherever you go, others will hunt you. The venom has changed your fate. And you will never be safe." With that, the hunters disappeared into the jungle, melting into the shadows. The jungle grew quiet again. Ethan lowered his glowing hand slowly, breathing hard. "What is happening to me, Kira?" Kira looked at him carefully. "The prophecy. It is real. You were meant to survive the bite. But no one knew it would give you these powers." Ethan sat down on a large rock, trying to calm himself. His entire body felt alive, buzzing with strange energy. Kira knelt beside him. "You are bonded to me now, Ethan. The venom didn't kill you. It woke up something inside you. Something ancient." Ethan looked at the glowing mark on his arm. It pulsed softly, a reminder that he was no longer the same man who had entered this jungle. And deep inside, he knew this was just the beginning. Kira placed her hand gently on his shoulder. "We must move. The hunters will return. And soon, others will come too. They will all want to capture you. Or destroy you." Ethan stood up. His eyes scanned the jungle, his mind racing with thoughts. But one thing was clear. He was not running anymore. He was ready. Ethan and Kira moved quickly through the glowing jungle. But this time it was different. The fear of running was gone from Ethan's mind. Instead, he felt a strange calm. His steps were fast but light, and his senses felt sharper than ever. Glowing mark on his arm pulsed gently as if guiding him forward. Finally, they reached a clearing where the trees grew tall around a stone circle. In the center stood an ancient structure, a tall stone pillar covered in alien symbols. Blue light flickered from its cracks. Kira stopped and looked at the pillar with sadness in her eyes. "This is where it all began," she said softly. Ethan frowned. "Where what began?" Kira turned toward him. "The prophecy." She pointed to the alien symbols carved into the stone. "Long ago, my ancestors believed that one day a being would come, a human. The one who survived the bite. They said, this human would either save us or destroy everything." Ethan stepped closer, looking at the glowing symbols. Even though he had never seen this language before, somehow he could almost read it. The symbols seemed familiar now. Kira's voice trembled as she continued. "The bite, it was a test. A way to find this human if they ever came. But I never believed the legend. Until today." Ethan looked down at the mark on his arm. "Why?" "Emmy, Kira, why now? I didn't come here looking for this." Kira lowered her head. "There's something I didn't tell you. My mission was to find the human from the prophecy. That's why I was in the jungle. I was searching, and when I met you, I thought I could escape my duty by biting you. I thought you would die." Quickly, Ethan felt a cold chill. "You used me?" Kira nodded slowly, guilt filling her eyes. "Yes, but I didn't know you would survive. No one ever did before." Ethan stepped back, feeling anger rise in his chest. He had trusted her. He had saved her. And now he learned that she had bitten him on purpose, hoping he would die. But at the same time, deep inside, he felt the bond between them, the energy from her bite was still inside him, connecting them in ways he couldn't explain. Kira's voice broke the silence. "But now I see, you are the one. You were meant to come here." This isn't an accident. Suddenly, the stone pillar glowed. Brighter, strange symbols shifted and changed. Ethan felt a pull, like the pillar was calling to him. He reached out and placed his hand on the stone. The mark on his arm flashed, and energy flowed from the pillar into his body. Visions filled his mind. He saw ancient battles, alien warriors, and a figure that looked like him standing at the center of it all. He heard a voice, deep and distant, speak inside his mind. You are chosen. The venom did not kill you, because you carry the key to balance, protector, or destroyer. Your choice will shape the future. Ethan pulled his hand back, breathing hard. Kira was watching him closely. What did you see? She asked. Ethan shook his head slowly. I saw everything. The truth. The hunters. This planet, even you. It's all connected. And now I understand. Kira stepped closer, her voice almost a whisper. What do you understand? Ethan looked into her eyes. That I have a choice. This power inside me, it doesn't control me. I can decide what to do with it. But before Kira could speak, a loud roar echoed through the jungle. The hunters were returning, but this time, they were not alone. Huge ships appeared in the sky, their engines humming with power. Alien soldiers dropped from the ships, their weapons ready. Kira's face went pale. The council. They've come too. They know you're here. And they won't stop until they have you. Ethan clenched his fists. The glowing mark on his arm burned with energy. He took a deep breath. I won't run anymore, he said firmly. If they want me, they'll have to fight. Asterisk. The clearing trembled as the alien ships hovered overhead. Their bright searchlights swept across the jungle, shining down on Ethan and Kira. The hunters stood at the edge of the clearing, waiting. But this time, they were not alone. From the ships, tall soldiers in black armor dropped down. They carried strange weapons that glowed red. Their faces were hidden behind masks, but their presence felt cold and deadly. Kira whispered, The Council's warriors. They have come for you, Ethan. They believe you are too dangerous to live. Ethan's mind raced. His body felt alive with energy. The glowing mark on his arm pulsed stronger than ever, as if preparing him for what was about to come. The leader of the hunters stepped forward and spoke in a loud, deep voice. Human, the council orders you to surrender now. The bite has made. You're dangerous. If you resist, you will be destroyed. Ethan looked at Kira. Is that what they really want? To destroy me? Kira nodded sadly. They fear what you've become. They fear your power. They fear the prophecy coming true. Enfen clenched his fists. The crystal in his hand glowed brightly, reacting to the mark on his arm. He stepped forward and raised his voice so all could hear. I never asked for this, but I will not surrender. If you want me, you will have to fight me. A sudden silence fell over the clearing. Then, with a sharp command from their leader, the alien soldiers charged. Ethan's body moved before he could think. His reflexes were faster than human, faster than anything he had known before. He jumped aside as a red blast of energy shot past him, hitting the stone pillar and shattering part of it. Ethan raised the crystal and fired a blue blast of his own. The energy hit two soldiers, throwing them backward into the trees. But more came. Kira stayed behind him, holding a small energy dagger. She fought bravely, but the soldiers were too many. Ethan, we can't hold them back forever, she cried. Ethan knew she was right, but deep inside, he felt a strange calm. He could feel the energy of this planet, the pulse of the jungle, even the fear and anger of the soldiers. It was all connected to him now. Then he remembered the voice from the pillar, protector or destroyer. Your choice will shape the future. Ethan made his decision. He threw down the crystal and raised his hands. The mark on his arm glowed brighter and brighter until it lit up the entire clearing. A wave of energy burst from his body, pushing back every soldier, every hunter. The ground shook. The alien ships above wobbled in the air. The soldiers froze, confused and afraid. Even Kira stared at Ethan in shock. What did you just do? Ethan felt the energy flowing through him. But it didn't feel wild anymore. It felt right. He was controlling it now. I'm done running, he said calmly. But I won't destroy anyone today. Unless they give me no choice. The leader of the hunters took a cautious step forward. You have power. But you can't fight us all. Ethan looked around at the jungle, then at Kira, then at the soldiers. He spoke firmly. I don't want war. But if you keep hunting me, if you keep hunting her, I will defend myself. The hunters hesitated. The council soldiers lowered their weapons slowly. The leader growled one final warning. This is not over, human. You may have won today, but they will come again. With that, the hunters disappeared back into the shadows, and the ships slowly rose into the sky. The clearing grew quiet once more. Kira walked up to Ethan, her voice soft but full of respect. You could have killed them all, but you didn't. Ethan nodded. That's not who I want to be, Kira smiled faintly. You made your choice, protector. Ethan looked at the glowing mark on his arm, which was now calm and steady. But he knew this was not the end. This was only the beginning of something much bigger. The clearing was quiet again. The hunters and soldiers were gone, but their warning still echoed in Ethan's mind. This is not over. Kira stood beside him, looking up at the night sky where the ships had disappeared. Her expression was calm, but her eyes held a deep sadness. You did it, she said softly. You fought them and survived. You chose to protect. Ethan lowered his gaze to the glowing mark on his arm. It no longer burned. It pulsed slowly, like a second heartbeat. He could feel it now, this bond, this power, but it didn't frighten him anymore. It felt natural. But Ethan knew one thing for sure. Life would never return to normal. He looked at Kira. Will they come back? Kira nodded. Yes, the council will never forget what happened here. They will fear you even more now. Ethan took a deep breath. Then what happens next? Kira stepped closer. Her voice was quiet but steady. You have a choice, Ethan. You can return to your people, go back to your world, but you will never be the same. Or you can stay here among my people. You can help us, protect us, become part of this world. Ethan hesitated. His home, his old life, it all felt far away now. He thought about the bond he shared with Kira, about the strange connection he felt to this planet, its energy, its life in the distance. He could hear the sounds of the jungle again, birds singing softly, leaves rustling gently in the wind. The planet was alive and somehow it welcomed him. Kira placed her hand gently on his arm, right over the glowing mark. You are one of us now, Ethan. No matter what you choose, this mark will never fade. Ethan smiled faintly. Then maybe I belong here. Kira's eyes softened. Are you sure? If you stay, you will always be hunted. You will always be different. Ethan met her gaze. I was different before I ever came here, Kira. I just didn't know it. He looked out across the jungle. The stars above seemed brighter now, as if they were waiting for his answer. I will stay, he said firmly. I will protect you. I will protect this world. Kira smiled, a true warm smile, for the first time since they met. Then, you are not just marked, you are chosen. Together, they stepped forward into the jungle, the moonlight shining down on them. The glowing mark on Ethan's arm pulsed gently, no longer a curse, but a symbol of his new life. In the shadows, unseen eyes watched them go. Somewhere far away, on the other side of the stars, the council prepared for their next move. But Ethan was ready. He had made his choice, and this time, no one would ever take it from him.